Reverend Anderson asked me to find 2 jokes to tell because that's just part of his service and who he is. The first one was given to me by one of my nieces. They're all 3 there, looking cute as they can be. A priest, a minister, and a rabbit walked into a bar. The rabbit said, I think I'm a typo. Yeah, everybody hesitated. The next is an Ole and Lena joke. Ole and Lena are Scandinavian joke people. Sorry. All right, so just to give you a little background on Ole and Lena so you don't think I'm just being mean to my forebears. Ole and Lena have stood the test of time and are still popular today. Every once in a while I hear someone mention, it's amazing that in this day of political correctness, that Norwegians and Swedes and other Scandinavians aren't offended by the jokes. I think even if we're offended, we know better than to say anything. And the joke of Ole and Lena. Ole had been ill in the hospital for several months. He kept slipping in and out of a coma, but Lena remained faithfully by his side. Then one day he woke from the coma and saw Lena sitting there. He motioned for her to come nearer to him. She moved closer to his side, and she moved closer and sat by his side. Ole, her eyes filling with tears, whispered, you know what? Okay, so this is Ole speaking. You've been with me through all the rough times. When I lost my job, you were there to support me. When my business went bankrupt, you were there for me. When I got hit by a car, you were there by my side all the time. When we lost the house, you stayed right there with me. And even when my health started to fail, you were still at my side. You know what? What, dear? Said Lena, gently smiling as her heart began to fill with warmth, her eyes welling with tears. Ole said, I think you're bad luck. I had the best dad in the world. Many people can say they have the best dad in the world, and no, none of them are wrong. My dad was cheerful, wise, and friendly. He never met a stranger. He never left anyone feeling that they weren't included. Since his passing, I've received messages from high school and college friends saying they remember Dad as being a nice and funny guy. The most concise description of Dad came from Sam Buckalow. That's Arnie's father-in-law. Sam said, your dad was such a wonderful person to know. He was kind, gentle, with a good sense of humor, and a great storyteller. I know that he loved our granddaughters, and they loved him. He would always give them great life skills. Among them, how to whistle, an important skill to have, and how to carve a piece of wood without cutting off a finger. So they all still have 10 fingers. I'm honored to have known him. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for those words. Daddy was in hospice at home for the last 3 months of his life. Toward the end of that time, he was getting liquid morphine to help with his breathing. I took care of him overnight most nights, sitting at his side, making sure that he didn't take his oxygen off and throw it somewhere else, or making sure that he didn't get up without help, because he couldn't do either of those things. One night he was sleeping, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna sneak this morphine in his mouth. He won't notice it, he'll sleep right through it. I was wrong. He woke up immediately saying, what the heck is that? I told him it was the morphine, and gave him some water. He responded for the next 45 minutes with, "Blech, that was terrible." He finally drifted off to sleep. When he woke up, he was saying the same thing. He finally settled down and went to sleep for a few hours. In the morning, he woke up and looked at me and said, "What did you do to me?" I said, "Daddy, it was the morphine." He said, "Bleh," and then followed it with "thank you." I said, "Daddy, I love you." He said that he loved me too. He was my dad for 50 years. Thank you, I know I don't look that old. I was blessed to have him in my life all those years, and I will carry him in my heart for the rest of my years. I love you, Daddy.